Welcome everyone to my newest Let's Play, Mario Brothers, for the Wii Virtual Console. This is actually a port though of the Nintendo Entertainment System version, which was released in 1986, which was a port of the 1983 arcade game. This game was conceived by Shigeru Miyamoto and Gunpei Yokoi. They were two of the lead developers for Donkey Kong, and I guess after the success of Donkey Kong, they wanted to make another game. Now, even though this game is named Mario Brothers, it was originally designed to basically be in the Donkey Kong series. That's why it stars the same protagonist, Mario. Although in Donkey Kong, he is known as Jumpman. But they changed the name to Mario, and I'll talk about a little story of where the Mario name came from. And in addition to having his name changed from Jumpman to Mario, his profession also changed to better fit with the story of what's going on here. So in Donkey Kong, Mario was a carpenter. That's why he had a lot of those levels being on construction sites. Well, in this game, Mario and his brother Luigi are living in New York, and they're plumbers. And the sewers underneath New York are infested with vermin. There's 3 different types of vermin. Right now, all we've seen so far is these totals that are called shell creepers. The other 2 enemies that we'll be seeing later on are sidesteppers, which are basically crabs, and then fighter flies, which are, like the name says, flies. There's also, in addition to those 3 types of vermin, there's also 3 types of hazards. We see a green fireball right there. Green fireballs are fast, they appear, and then they go across the screen and then disappear. Another hazard is red fireballs. They stay on longer, the screen, they just bounce around. But they move slower than the green fireballs. And then the last hazard are things called slip ice. They're like blue bottles, and they travel around on the screen, and sometimes they'll stop and they'll turn the entire platform that they stop on into ice and makes it even slippier. Mario controls somewhat slippery. That adds some of the challenge to the game, but that slip ice makes it even more challenging. So here we have the second type of vermin. We have the not the shell creepers, the sidesteppers, and they're little crabs. Unlike the shell creepers, to knock out the sidesteppers here, the crabs, you have to hit them twice. An enemy, if you knock it onto its back, and it gets up before you knock it over, it'll change colors. So the totals, the shell creepers, they go from green to red, and then they can go from red to blue. The sidesteppers here, they go from red to green, and then from green to purple. The enemies will also change colors if they're the last remaining enemy on the screen. So sometimes you see like the total, if it's the last one, it'll turn blue right away. In the last phase, you'll notice that the crab, the sidestepper, turned purple because he was the last enemy. So we'll see one of the changes coming up here when, depending on which enemy we take out here. So once we finish him off, you'll see the changing color. So, see, he just turned white. He's the last enemy, so he turned into purple. So you see the fireballs going around there too. You can also get rid of the fireballs by hitting them from below. It's kind of tough though, especially the green ones. So here we have our final vermin, the fighter flies. They also get a little bit more aggressive, but they don't really change color. I guess sprite limitations. But if they you don't knock them over, then they will get more aggressive and move faster. So this you notice there when I knocked over the enemies, I scored. Normally, when you knock over an enemy, you get 800 points. But if you knock enemies over consecutively in less than a second, you can get bonuses to the points. So the first time you knock a bunch over, you get 800, but if you knock over another one in a second, you'll get 1600, and then that moves up to 2400, and then maxed out at 3200. So that's one way you want to get score. However, that's basically the game. The name of the game is to try to get a high score, because the game loops forever. You see down there it has a P8, that's your phase number, and once you hit phase 100, it just loops back to phase 1. So basically the bragging rights is basically to try to get the high score. The concept is somewhat simple, kind of looks simple. The developers said that they got a lot of their inspiration for this game from another game, Joust, which was a multi-platform game where you basically rode an ostrich and you jousted other knights on ostriches. But there were like different platforms that you flew your ostrich onto, sort of how you see a bunch of different horizontal platforms here that Mario and the enemies are walking along. So now, after Phase 8, which was a test your skill bonus level that was all covered in ice, after Phase 8, the slip ice hazards start to appear. You can destroy them by hitting them from below, and eventually we'll see one of them turn a thing into the platform and totally into ice. So we're just gonna try to build up some points here. Unfortunately, there's not a lot, you know, other than going for like bragging rights, there's not a lot of benefits to getting a lot of points. You start off with 2 extra credits, so you have like 3 credits, 3 tries. And you can see the amount of tries they have underneath the score there. You see they have 3 Mario heads. So you get your first and only additional credit, additional try, at 20,000 points. So I basically got that after the 3rd level, the first bonus test your skill level. The test your skill levels, you just gotta get 8 coins. Each of the coins is worth 800 points, but if you get them all, you get a bonus of 3,000 points initially, and then eventually it grows up to 5,000. You start off with 20 seconds to get all the coins, but then eventually it's going to go down to 15 seconds. So on those 15-second versions, that's where you're going to get more points, the 5,000 point bonus for collecting all the coins. Although it's really tough because after that first test your skills level, all the remaining test your skill levels are all conducted on the slippy ice stages. So it's kind of be difficult to get the coins. So we just have a side stepper crab monster there, not turning green. Hit the POW block there. This game introduces a lot of staples that are to the Mario Brothers series. The POW block being one of them. That'll make an appearance in Super Mario Brothers 2, the American version. And then in a bunch of other future Super Mario Brothers titles. Other things that first pop up into the Mario universe that find their root in this game are the green pipes. And they're kind of actually almost like warp zones in a sense. If you notice that a creature, when it gets to the bottom, it'll go into a pipe and then it'll reappear on the same side on the top. Because obviously you can only defeat creatures by hitting them from below, turning them over, and then kicking them while they're on their back. So obviously on the lower level, you can't, flip them over. So there's got to be a way to get them back up top, and that's what those pipes do. So yeah, green warp pipes will be a staple in future Mario games, and they kind of find their way here. Also a future staple in Mario games are turtle enemies. This is the first instance where we have turtle enemies, and if I just would have made that jump, I might have been able to clear this bonus level, but I didn't, but that's okay. I'm not going to get... Spoiler, I'm not getting world record on this one. Speaking of world record, for the Wii console version, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, it is 14,900,990 points by Chad Breverick. There's other versions of this game where the score is different, so depending on what version, what platform you're playing it on, the world record for score is different. So depending on, like I said, what version you have, and you want to attempt a high score, you're going to have to look up to see what that high score is. This game was ported to multiple systems. So like I said, the first one was the arcade in 1983, and some of the systems it was ported to include the Atari 2600, 5200, and the Atari 8-bit systems, the PC-88, the FM7, which is a type of computer gaming system in Japan, the Amstrad CPC, the ZX Spectrum, the Commodore 64, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and the virtual consoles for the Wii, Wii U, and 3DS, which is the Nintendo's handheld system. It was also ported to the Game & Watch. And speaking of the Game & Watch, I mentioned earlier about what this game introduces that becomes standard in the Mario universe. And some people wrongly think that Luigi makes his first appearance in the Mario Brothers universe. Luigi being Mario's younger brother. But actually, Luigi makes his debut in a Game & Watch game called Mario Brothers. In that game, Mario and Luigi are working in a bottle factory. And that game precedes this game by about 3 months. This one came out in June 21st, 1983, but the Game & Watch was released on March 14th, 1983. So a little over 3 months ago is when Luigi was actually introduced. So Luigi plays identical to Mario, and that's where the Luigi name came from. In Japan, Luigi, which is basically Luigi but spelled with an R, means similar. And because Luigi in the Mario Brothers games is basically a palette swap of Mario. Palette swap means that they share the same base palette, but just their colors are different. You see, Mario has, is blue and red. Luigi is green and white, but otherwise they function the same. It isn't until future series Mario 2, Super Mario Bros. 2, that Luigi starts becoming a little bit different. He is slippery to control, he jumps higher, but for this game, they are virtually identical, so that's where Luigi came from, I guess the pun on Ouija with the R. I know I mentioned in my Mega Man 2 video, Let's Play, about how the character for L and R in Japanese is very similar, which is why a lot of earlier games are translated weird. Like, for instance, in Mega Man 2, you have Dr. Right versus Dr. Light from America and Japan, and the Robot Master Crash Man in America is Clash Man in Japan. So it changes things up a little bit. So we talked a little bit about Luigi's name there, but I said earlier I was going to talk about Mario's name. Mario, the name came from Mario Segal, and he was a real estate developer and businessman in the Seattle area. Now, Nintendo of America was renting a warehouse from him and using it as their headquarters. And one day, Mario came in and basically yelled at Shigeru Miyamoto that Nintendo owed him rent. So after that, they just decided to name their protagonist after him, and I guess that's where he gets his Italian ethnicity too. Mario and all future games is referred to as an Italian, so it basically is a tribute to Mr. Siegel there. So, but no, just finished up another phase there. So, in terms of phases, they basically repeat each other. Enemies after phase 14, that's the last time you get a unique enemy configuration. In the video description, I have the different enemy configurations up to phase 15 when everything starts to repeat. The first actual repeat actually occurs on phase 12, which is a repeat of phase 11. But then, like I said, we still get that a unique phase 14 group. But after that, all the phases, you've basically seen everything that the game has to offer. Although, as the game progresses, you know, enemies get a little bit more aggressive. Fireballs especially get faster. So that's where the challenge of the game starts to come from. Although there are some things that make the game a little bit, you know, that try to make the game a little bit more fair. For instance, that POW block down there, you can hit it 3 times and then it disappears, but the POW will regenerate at the end of a bonus phase, the test your skills phase. So that's why you notice after the POW block is used up, it'll reappear after on one of those test your skill levels. So don't hoard the POW. So yeah, we'll see it when the next thing pops up there, that the POW will regenerate. So whoop, just kicked over some enemies there. But kick the Firefly there. Slip ice. Now, if you're looking for a challenge, at the beginning of the game on the title screen, you may have noticed that there's 4 different modes. There's 1 player A, 1 player B, 2 player A, 2 player B. The amount of players is obviously self-explanatory. You play 1 player, you just play as Mario. 2 player, player 2 takes Luigi, and you play at the same time. It's not like Super Mario Brothers, where you take turns. Mario plays until, you know, he loses in a level and then Luigi's turn pops up. On this game, you play, you know, at the same time. So, but A version is slightly easier. B version starts the difficulty off harder. So, if you're looking for more of a challenge, go with the B version. But I'm just going with the A version here. Like I said, I'm not going for world record attempt. I'm just basically showing off everything the game has to offer and seeing how far I can get. So actually I got a new personal best on this Let's Play here. Prior to this play, the highest I got was around or phase 27. So I do much better this time, but still I do manage to screw up really bad on one stage, and you'll see that when I get to it. But I think that's one of the kind of appeals in this game is it's very simplistic. So it's kind of like a lot of those games like on your phone. Where the premise is really simple, but because it's so simple, that's kind of what makes it addictive. Every time you mess up, you know, and end up getting a game over, it's not. You look at the mistake that you made and you're like, wow, how did I make that mistake? I can't believe I did something, you know, so silly, you know. And you're like, oh, why did I make that mistake? And it makes you want to go back and try it again, you know. So, but yeah, you'll see when I fail miserably. But we have a little bit of time until we hit that fail point. But yeah, I guess, even back then, the game designers kind of knew how to make games addictive, and that's how they got you to put in your quarter to play the game. So challenging enough that you can't just sit there and play the game all day, but easy enough that it encourages you to keep coming back and trying to get a new high score. So knocked out the slip ice there. The main way to, like I said, build up scores to go for those combos. So, and obviously if you get really good, the bonus stages can give you a lot of points. So basically you can get 13,000 points on the bonus levels. 800 per coin, so 800 times 10 is 8,000, and then the 5,000 bonus for getting all perfects. So that's how you can get your score pretty high there. So, and of course you'd have to do multiple playthroughs, but that would take quite a while. There is an actual Let's Play, a long play of this game on YouTube, where the person does do loops over the phase counter there on the bottom, and that takes about an hour and a half for them to do. So I don't know what their score is. I don't know if they were actually going for a high score, but they may actually loop the score over too. So, because like I said, the high score is the world record for this version, the Wii version, is 14 million. Obviously, you can't get that, so the score would have to roll over multiple times. Now, what I'm trying to do there's a glitch where if you hit the pause button, like Mario disappears. If you hit it at the right time, you can kind of phase through the platforms that you're jumping on. So the tool-assisted speedrun of this game, which just basically plays a few levels, I think it plays until enemies start, the phases start basically repeating themselves. They use that phase, that little glitch, to glitch through to get to the tops and collect coins and finish those bonus levels quick. Tool-assisted speedrun, for those unfamiliar with the term, is basically where people play the game on an emulator. An emulator is a program on a computer that mimics or emulates the hardware of a game console. And it also comes with a lot of different functions that aren't native to the regular game. For instance, an emulator, you can slow down the speed of the game, so you can make more precise movements. You can do things called save states, where you save the game, sort of how like a lot of those RPGs that I play, where you can save your game at like the Inn or the King, and then restart from that point. Emulators allow you to make save points at any point. So, for instance, say I start at phase 30 here. I make a save state at the beginning of phase 30, and I mess up really bad. But I don't want to, lose a life on phase 30, so I'll just reload the game from that save state, and then I can replay. So that way you can pretty much make the game like a perfect playthrough. So obviously, tool-assisted speedruns aren't recognized, by, when they're looking for like video game awards, like Guinness would never accept tool-assisted speedrun for like a high score or playthrough in a game. But what they do is they basically kind of show what may be possible through a perfect playthrough. So that's they kind of more serve as a guide for what people could potentially do had they like devoted enough time. Now, of course, sometimes some of the tool-assisted speedruns that do pop up, are impossible because the tools that are used would basically make some inputs impossible to do. For instance, I said earlier that you can use an emulator to slow down the play. So, for instance, most games run at 60 frames per second. Well, you can't hit a button 60 times in a second, no matter how fast you mash. But a tool-assisted speedrun can slow the game down to, 1 frame per second. So, like, so you were playing like a shooting game, you can shoot your gun faster than humanly possible, and beat bosses quicker than normal. So, but there still can be very interesting. If you're interested in tool-assisted speedruns, the home of the things is called taskvideos.org. So I don't even remember how I got into it, but I know my brother and I really used to enjoy watching them when we were younger. So now this obviously is not a tool-assisted speedrun, but maybe like a tool-assisted speedrun, we might maybe encourage some of y'all folks to maybe pick this game up and give it a try. So, like I said, there's plenty of platforms where this game was released on, just as a solo game. This game was also released as a mini game in Super Mario Bros. 3 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And in that mini game in Super Mario Bros. 3, what happens is, if you're playing a 2-player game, if one of the players steps onto the stage where the other player is located at and presses the A button, they'll go into a little mini battle, which is basically this game. And the goal of that game is to knock over the most enemies. So 5 enemies will appear. It's not like this game where, it's an endless phase. It's just one level. 5 enemies appear, and whoever knocks out the most enemies wins the round, and will get to continue playing Super Mario Bros. 3. So, it could be a way to, some strategy, I guess, involved in it. So, say, you're player 1, and a board is coming up that you're not good at. Well, you can enter the mini game and let the second player play the board instead, if they're, good at it. So it's a way to, potentially save lives for your characters. Another thing that you can do in that game is you can switch cards. In Mario Bros. 3, at the end of each level, normal level, not including the forts and the castle, the airship stages, where the Koopa kids are, there's a little, I'm trying to think of how you describe it. A little box that has 3 cards flashing in it. A mushroom, a fire flower, and a star. And if you get 3 of the same type, you get different amounts of 1-ups. So if you get 3 random cards, you get 1-up. If you get 3 mushrooms, then you get 2 1-ups. If you get 3 fire flowers, you get 3 1-ups. And if you get 3 star cards, you get 5 1-ups. So, in the mini game for Super Mario Bros. 3, what you can do is, if you hit the player from below, they drop their card, their last card that they have. So let's just say, for example, Mario, you're playing Super Mario Bros. 3, and Mario has 2 star cards. And Luigi, player 2, has a star card, a fire flower card and a star card. Well, what they can do is, you can get into this little mini game and have Mario hit Luigi from below. And then Luigi will drop his star card, and then Mario can go pick it up, and then guaranteed to get those 5 lives, because now I have 3 star cards, rather than, rolling the dice and seeing if he gets the star card at the next level. So it's a way you can kind of trade cards around as well, to help you through that game. So, and eventually I will play that game, but I will unfortunately only be doing it as a 1-player, because I don't have anybody here to kind of play games with me, so it'd be neat though if like my brother ever did come down and we got to play a game. I know one of the games I have on the Virtual Console is a game, Bobble that we played a lot as kids. That game was also a port of an arcade game, but that game seems kind of simple too, but it can actually be pretty challenging. So in that game you're dinosaurs that blow bubbles, and the goal is to trap enemies in bubbles. There's different phases, and you have to trap the enemy in a bubble. Once they're in a bubble, you kick them, and they turn into food, and you just have to keep going until you get to the last level and try to rescue your girlfriends who were kidnapped by an evil wizard, because it's always an evil wizard that does things. So, well, I guess not always, because there's no evil wizard making these vermin appear in the sewers. I don't know what is making these vermin appear in the sewers. Wow, you see how fast those fireballs are getting? That green one really is moving. Look at that, wow. Yoink. Making it difficult to get this guy. So, but I think I got him here right now. Woohoo! Managed to kick him over. Nice. So yeah, that'd be interesting. My brother and I played that game a lot as kids. So that game is much better when you're playing with a second player, because a lot of the stages get much easier when you have somebody cooperating with you. Sometimes the enemies appear on different levels, so one of the more famous ones I can think of is level 35 in Bobble. It's called Jump, and you have these enemies called Bubble Busters that appear, and there's some that appear on the ground floor, and then there's 4 that appear on another floor. Well, if you wait to take out the ones on the ground floor, what happens is the ones on top, it can make it difficult to get at them, because they're situated where if you go up to the top though to eliminate the ones, then the ones on the bottom is going to be tough for you to get back down to the bottom, because see how this game loops from left to right, and Bobble loops from top to bottom. If you go through the top of the screen, you appear at the bottom, or on some stages the floor is missing, so if you go through the bottom, you come back at the top. But yeah, in that situation, I always remember when we played 2 players, my brother would always send me up to the top, and he would take care of the enemies on the bottom. So, but maybe one day, but it's tough because we live so far apart together, and he has kids, so maybe he can teach his. I know I got him a Wii just as a gift one day, and have games like this from the Virtual Console on it, and that's Bobble. Maybe one day he'll teach his kids to play, but right now they're young, and they're like, he is mainly teaching them to play sports and stuff like that. But maybe one day he can get his son and daughter to experience some of the games like how he and I did as kids. So if you're listening to this, bro, maybe your kids can be the next wave of Bobble players. I always thought it would be neat. I know right now as this thing is going on, Summer Games Done Quick is going on, and that's basically the biggest speedrunning charity event. I know I'm going to be starting that Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta coming up. That charity event basically pales in comparison to what Games Done Quick is. Summer Games Done Quick. But I know at one of the older Summer Games Done Quick, Bobble, there was actually was one of the games that they played there. They had 2 players playing it, so I was like, well, that would be like really neat if one day like me and my brother were on like a Games Done Quick. But of course that means we'd both have to get really good at the game, and neither of us have time to do that. So adulting life. But so that's why, you know, I'm not. While I'm trying to play as serious as I can here for this little Let's Play, you know, I'm not worried about, you know, maxing a high score. Keep playing it until I get it. Like I said, I'm happy with this attempt right here because it gets a new personal best for me. Although, like I said, as I'm watching it here and I know where I'm gonna screw up, it kind of does, in a sense, make me wanna, can I beat my new high score or like get my new personal best? So, but unfortunately, I have so many other games to play, and like I said, I got that marathon, the Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta coming up, and just don't have the time to play games over and over and over again to, you know, try to keep getting, you know, better scores and stuff like that. So, to have all the free time as you had as a kid, but oh well, my free time is now taken up by my kids. My little boy Pops here, who is getting much better. Thanks for everybody who prayed for him on Mighty Mouse House Minions. He's looking much better. He's sitting here with me right now, getting petted and getting some Nutri-Cal, which he loves. So gotta get those calories in him. But he is eating food again. He's on the old man diet where I feed him whatever he wants to eat. So he's not really wanting to eat his rat pellets anymore, but he's still eating. So he's getting like today he had some Cheerios, he had some SpaghettiOs the past day, vegetable soup, dessert chocolate chip cookies. And he gets fruit like blueberries. Just got some watermelon, so he'll get some of that. Maybe tomorrow. So yeah, at this point in the game, I'm just more worried about him eating, and you know, he deserves to eat junk food. You know, he's basically you know, late 70s guesstimate in terms of, you know, human equivalent years. So yep, he's earned his time to eat junk food. So, and it is time for me to mess up royally. So as you can see here, I enter phase 45 with all 3 of my extra tries. So I have 4 opportunities to, you know, beat this level. But, spoiler, I don't. I mess up really bad. But hey, it gets me a chance to show you what happens when you lose a credit. So basically, what happens is when you take a hit, make contact with any enemy, be it one of the Vermin or a fireball, or even one of those slip ices, you'll lose one of those credits, and you'll reappear at the top of the screen on this little platform. So look at this. I'm at the last enemy. All I have to do is take out this purple crab that's running around, and I have 4 opportunities to do it, and I mess up each time. So yeah, way to end the story here. So, but yeah, those green fireballs, they're going so fast, and I'm missing things real quick there. And look, a fireball spawned right where I was running. So, yep, see, you appear at the top of the screen on this little platform. While you're on that platform, you're invincible. So, like I said, a fireball can come up and hit you, go right through you. It won't hurt you. But you can't stay on that platform indefinitely. The platform slowly disappears underneath your feet after a few seconds. So right now, see, it has 3 colors. It's dark blue, then pink, and then a light blue. So see, the dark blue disappeared there. It was on pink, and that fireball couldn't hurt me there. But the fireball did hurt me there when I was off the platform. So, well, that's it for Mario Brothers. I hope you enjoyed this little Let's Play. Maybe it might encourage you, if you have it on some system of yours, to maybe dust it off and see how good you can do. So, see if you can beat my score, beat my phase level, but most importantly, I just hope that you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves, take care of your kids and your critters, and have a good day, and hope you come back to watch Final Fantasy V 4-Job Fiesta. Take care. Bye.